Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, this is Firefighter's Financial Toolbox. What do you do if you have a 401k that stinks? Should you invest in it? Okay, first of all, let's talk about the three things that make a 401k a bad 401k. The first and simple one is no employer match. The employer's match is what makes a 401k so great. If you don't have an employer match, you're already behind the curve in whether or not it's a good one. Second thing, high fees. Fees will eat up what you make on a 401k tremendously. If you have high fees, your 401k may stink. The third thing is limited investment options. A lot of times 401k plans may only have a handful to a dozen different funds in total that you can invest in, and often many of these options are very expensive. So what do we do if we have a bad 401k? Let's talk about this. First of all, if you have no employer match and you have high fees, maybe it's better not to invest in this plan. But let's talk about what if you do have an employer match. Okay, you guys, if you have a match, take the match. So let's say that your employer does 100% up to 3% of your salary. You guys invest the 3%. Here's why. It's a dollar for dollar. It's 100% return on your investment. You put $1 in, your employer puts $1 in. It's risk-free, 100% return on your investment. But what if it's not as good? What if it's 50% of each dollar up to 3%? You guys still put the full 3% in because you're still getting 50 cents on every dollar you put in, risk-free for as long as you invest. That's the best thing about a 401k is if your employer has a match, you're getting an automatic return on your investment with no risk. What about if you have high fees? This is often a problem, you guys. The average fee on investments for a 401k is 0.5%. So let's put that into mathematics. So those can definitely add up, and the bigger your balance gets, obviously the bigger that fee is every year. So that can definitely take its toll on your investments over your lifetime in investing. And the third one is limited investment choices. Now you guys, you know I'm a big guy about keeping your fees low. So when you're picking your investments, pick the fees, find a fund that has a lower fee that works for you. Usually it'll be some sort of an index fund. Maybe you find an S&P 500 index or a large cap domestic stock index. Those are generally lower cost. Pick that fund and put the money in it. Now, let's talk about the key takeaways about 401k investing. Fees impact you over a lifetime of investing, so try to keep your fees low. You can't always do that. Remember, the average fees on 401k plans range from about 0.5% on the low end to up to as much as 2% on smaller plans. And depending on the provider or the number of people in the plan, the smaller the plan generally, the more expensive it is. There's not much you can do about it. If you have a plan that doesn't have a match, you might be better off just go ahead and investing into an IRA. If you have a match, you guys, take the match, max out the match, then go to, for example, a Roth IRA. For most people, I think a Roth IRA is going to be your best choice. Although if you are in a really low tax bracket and you need the tax deduction, it may make sense to use a traditional IRA. I think personally the tax benefits of using a Roth IRA long-term are better, but everybody's situation is different. You guys, if you have a 401k plan, because it's the easiest way, you can have it taken out of your check every month. You don't even miss the money in most cases. Just set it and forget it. But if you have one of these plans that does stink, and there are a lot of them out there, you guys, I think your priority should be get the match, invest to the match, and then invest into a Roth IRA with what you have. And once you max out that Roth IRA, then maybe you start adding more to your 401k plan. The other thing to think about is if you leave that employer and you have a high cost in the 401k, you can leave it in there forever. But if the fees are high or you have limited investment choices, this is a time when you might consider rolling it over to an IRA where you can reduce the fees, you can have more investment choices, you can have more control over what you are actually invested in. Again, if you're in a company and the plan isn't great, you guys, maximize the plan to your benefit. Take that match, because it's free money. You can't beat that. All right, you guys, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, drop me a like. If you're new to the channel and you're not already subscribed, you guys, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. You get notified every time I make a video. I make at least a couple a week, and we'll see you. All right.